So a very surprising announcement today. I guess Adult Swim Games is making a Samurai Jack hack and slash game. Seems like a really, really perfect idea, but it's sort of weird that they're doing it now. Like, why didn't they do this to make it a direct tie-in with the new season they made a few years ago? Also, that new season sort of by the end didn't really have good reception, but I mean, I'm more than glad to see that they still care about that property. Maybe in the future we'll be getting other Cartoon Network shows adapted into games like Faithfully, who knows? I guess we'll have to see how this does. I haven't checked out this trailer yet, but I saw like glimpses of it on Twitter. I actually literally scrolled past it on Twitter because I thought it was just like a fan project or something, but then I saw IGN tweet it, and I was like, oh, it's freaking real? Excuse me? Let's let's take a look. I'm excited to see it because this seems like a fantastic idea. I mean, look at that. You know, we already got the style, even though this is a cutscene.
Has lost its effect on me. Still, my sword is as sharp as ever.
It almost, it looks like Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion. You know, a little bit like the graphic style sort of looks exactly the same how he looks in that game. This is pretty sick. The lighting's very nice. So I wonder, yeah, the beard and stuff there, like maybe it's just gonna be like an adaptation of the 5th season as a game.
It's not over yet, samurai.
I have nothing to fear.
The future is mine.
All things come to an end.
It's gonna be on Switch, everybody, we're saved. It's also coming out this year. Just surprising, and that's it? I mean, that went by quick. There's just like very, very few glimpses at the gameplay here, but it does look sick. And I mean, like he's using a gun at one point, so there's like a variety of the ways things will work. I watched like a majority of the original Samurai Jack before the new season came out, and I really liked it. I usually don't tend to, well, I don't try to watch sort of action-based shows, but I knew that this one had such a good reputation and it's such a classic, and I was like so surprised by how good it was and how like some episodes specifically were amazing. It almost has that Adventure Time quality to it where like there's not much of a continuity going on, but like just some individual episodes are like so like poetic and fantastic as like short films almost. And of course just there's so much, you know, brutal action going on, but it's not brutal because it's you know, because it's just robots, so they can do whatever they want. It's really perfect to have a game where, you know, you go around and you just slash away at enemies like this. So I hope this holds up pretty well. Adult Swim has, I mean, like theoretically they're just publishing this game, but they've made some stuff that's been pretty popular. From memory, I don't think they've done anything that's like been in 3D like this. I thought sort of more they only did sort of like indie game, like pixel art type stuff that have all been good, but this seems like it's a totally new direction, and you know, they definitely had a budget for it because it's a classic franchise that was very popular. Well, actually, let me look into the company that's developing this game. Okay, so that's pretty darn reassuring. It's a Japanese studio, at least just from their website. They've made Devil's Third, Travis Strikes Again, and a Naruto, I guess I would assume fighting game. You know, just from these games, it seems like they're a pretty perfect company to make something like this. I might have Devil's Third mixed up with something else, but I know that that's a game that like was bad, but it was also cool, but it wasn't good like as a game. From what I can think I remember of that game from trailers and a little bits of gameplay and stuff, like it was a sick stylized sort of thing. I was just a little concerned because there was a post on Twitter today saying like, I hope that this Samurai Jack game and the new SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom remake sort of give companies more confidence to make more licensed cartoon games, which I surely hope it does. But I remember seeing that the Battle for Bikini Bottom game is being made by a company that has only ever made like a medieval tycoon game or just something that just seemed really uninteresting and not like a 3D platformer like SpongeBob at all. And that game keeps getting delayed, so like I'm worried about the polish of that, but we'll just have to see. I mean, this isn't a video about that game, but I don't know where else I'll be able to really talk about this. But yeah, I hope that does turn out really as good as the classic version, or you know, better, because it's supposedly even gonna have content and stuff. Well, it's gonna have new content. The original game had content. Yeah, like I just hope that both of these games turn out great and they sort of start a revolution of cartoon video games. Definitely sort of looking at the Samurai Jack game now, like through this trailer, graphics like aren't the, you know, they're not like the best in the world, especially for the style that Samurai Jack has. But like what, you know, when I think Samurai Jack game, like as like a dream game, I think like it's like an oversaid thing, but Persona 5 and the Persona games in general like have such nice stylized menus and like battle effects and stuff, and like I feel like a Samurai Jack game should have that sort of style going for it. But this just kind of has like a very typical like it's Samurai Jack but in 3D. I think some of the lighting is nice, but it could be sharper and like be as stylized as the show while also being in 3D, which isn't bad at all. You know, so it certainly still looks really good, but I would have loved for it to be like Persona level. I know that's a very generic thing to say, but that would just look sick because the Samurai Jack series, you know, despite being from like the early 2000s, holds up like so well and it looks so good. And that's almost what I remember most about it. Like usually when I rewatch things, because this was years ago, like usually I don't really have much memory of things, but I have a lot of memories of stuff that happened to Samurai Jack just because of how like starkly interesting it all looked and was. But anyways, let me know what you think about this trailer, and thanks for watching. Also, it's very likely that when this game releases and whenever the SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom releases, I don't think that has a release date yet. I mean, neither does this. They probably just both come out in the summer, which is pretty perfect timing. Once they come out, I'll probably end up live streaming them here on the channel if you guys would be interested in watching that. Just hopefully I'm not very bad at these games. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to know when I post a new video. Also, consider supporting me on Patreon for just $2 a month to get some cool bonuses. Thanks for watching, and super special thanks to my Patreon supporters.